Once, you were not the only human. Others walked this earth, stronger and stranger. And every one of them is gone. Last time, you met your cousins, the apes. But the apes are not the strange part of your family. The strange part is your siblings. Because once, you were not the only kind of human on this earth. Today, there is only one kind of human left. Us. One single species, alone, ruling an entire planet. We are so used to being the only ones, we assume it was always this way. But that is one of the strangest illusions in all of history. For almost the entire human story, you had company, other humans, cousins, rivals, siblings. To understand them, we have to go back, a long way back. You see, human is not a single species. It is a whole group, a genus. And that group once had many, many members. About 2.5 million years ago, in East Africa, a new kind of animal branched off from the southern apes, the first true humans, the genus we call Homo, the first humans, 2.5 million years ago. For a long time, they stayed in Africa, the only home they had ever known. Then, around 2 million years ago, they did something bold. They walked out of Africa, into a vast and unknown world. They left Africa. They spread north into Europe and east across Asia. And here is where the story gets strange. Each group landed in a completely different world. Different cold, different heat, different food, different danger. And slowly, over thousands of years, each group changed until they became entirely different kinds of human. So let's go and meet them, one by one. In the frozen forests of Europe and Western Asia lived a powerful human we call the Neanderthal. The Neanderthal, named after the Neander Valley in Germany, where we first found their bones. They were a little shorter than us, but far, far stronger. More muscle, thicker bones, built like a living tank, perfectly shaped to survive the brutal cold of the Ice Age. And this was no dumb brute. This was a clever, capable human. While the Neanderthals ruled the frozen north, far to the east, in Asia, lived another sibling, Homo erectus, the upright man, Homo erectus. And this one holds a record we will never come close to beating. Homo erectus survived for almost 2 million years. 2 million years. We have lasted a few 100,000. By that measure, we are still only just getting started. On the steaming tropical island of Java lived Homo soloensis, the human of the Solo Valley, built for jungle heat, not for ice and snow. And on another island called Flores, something far stranger happened. The island of Flores. Long ago, a few humans crossed to Flores, back when the sea was low. Then the sea rose, and they were trapped. The island was small, food was scarce, so the big bodies, the ones that needed the most food, died first. And the small ones survived and had small children. Generation after generation, the people of Flores shrank until they became a tiny kind of human, Homo floresiensis. At most 1 meter tall, around 25 kilos. Real, tiny humans. But do not underestimate them. They made stone tools, and they hunted elephants. Dwarf elephants, to be fair, but still, elephants. And then there is the sibling we almost completely missed. In 2010, in a cave in Siberia called Denisova, scientists found a single tiny finger bone, just a fingertip, nothing more. But hidden inside it was ancient DNA, and that DNA belonged to a kind of human no one had ever seen. the Denisovans. We still barely know what they even looked like. An entire kind of human known from a fingertip and a strand of code. And almost certainly, more siblings still lie buried out there, waiting. Meanwhile, back in Africa, evolution never paused either. More kinds of human rose there too. And among them, one more, with a rather bold name it gave itself. The wise human. Homo sapiens. Us. Now, here is the mistake almost everyone makes. We picture all of this as one straight, tidy line. One human becoming the next, ending neatly with us. As if every one of them was just a rough draft of you. That is not what happened at all. These humans were not steps on a ladder. They were branches on a tree. Alive, all at the same time. Just like today, there are many kinds of fox, or bear, or whale. For most of the last 2 million years, several kinds of human walked this earth together. Many kinds of human, all at once. Just imagine that for a moment. Looking across a valley and seeing another kind of human looking back at you. Just before 100,000 years ago, there were at least 6 different human species alive at the very same time. 6 kinds of human. 6 ways of being human. 6 minds. 6 families. The strong and the tiny. The island and the ice. And then, one by one, they began to disappear. The Neanderthal? Gone. Erectus. Soloensis, floresiensis, the Denisovans. Gone. Every single kind of human, except one. Except us. Why? Why are we the only ones still standing? Were we simply the lucky ones? Or did we have something to do with it? Because the truth, as we are about to see, is a far darker story than you might think. And that is exactly where we go next. So now you know, you were never alone. For 2 million years, this earth was full of other kinds of human. Strong ones, tiny ones, clever ones. And then, one by one, every single one of them vanished. All except us. But why? Were we simply lucky? Or did we have something to do with it? That is the darker question we face next time. If this changed how you see our story, share it with someone who should know, and I will see you in the next episode.